Hi friends, if you want to pass Oracle Cloud Foundation certificate in first attempt and get real exam questions, then watch this video till the end. In this video, we will discuss the complete comprehensive study material in less than 30 minutes, which will help you to pass Oracle Cloud Foundation certificate for free and most importantly in first attempt. We will also discuss many exam questions and how to answer those in this video. If you follow this video till the end, then you can guarantee that you will pass the Oracle Cloud Foundation certificate in first attempt, irrespective of you are a student or working professional. Not only that, we will also share soft copy of the study material and share the information how you can practice for real exam questions. To make it more interesting, I have split the entire content in two parts. You can get the link of the other part of the video from description. I have also created one video on how to enroll for this certificate. So if you are not aware how to claim this, then please check that video. If you are new to our channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you get updated with the certificates offering. So without wasting any time, let's begin.
Let's start with OCI architecture. Region. What is region? Region is localized geographic area comprising of one or more availability domain. You need to choose the region that is in close proximity to end user for best performance. This is a very important exam question. Now, what is availability domain? Availability domain consists of one or more fault-tolerant domain controller located within a region and connected each other by a low latency, high bandwidth network. It does not share physical infrastructure. Now, fault domain. Fault domain is a grouping of hardware and infrastructure within an availability domain. Each availability domain has 3 fault domains. Now, this is also a very important exam question. You may see question like mention the characteristics of fault domain, and there are couple of options are given and you have to choose the correct option. So please go through this. Fault domain is a logical data center within an availability domain. Fault domain are used to mitigate hardware failures. You can control the placement of your compute or database instances to fault domains at instance launch time or even later. Now IAM. In IAM, auth N refer who are you and auth Z refer what permissions do you have. User in IAM could be human beings or instance principal. Authentication in OCI can be done in 3 ways: username or password, API signing keys, or authentication tokens. Now principal. Principal is a IAM entities that are allowed to interact with OCI resources. Now principal are 2 types. First, IAM user, and second type is resource principal. Group. Group is a collection of users of same type of access to resource. While naming a group, you need to follow some naming convention, and this is the particular naming convention you have to follow. Now, when any user or resource is within a group, you have to provide certain permission so that that user or resource can access to other OCI services. So that permission has to be in certain format, and this is the correct format in which you have to retain. In exam, you may see a question like this where it would ask the correct format to provide a permission to a group, and you have to choose the correct format. Now, the verbs mentioned in the permission format can be manage, use, read, or inspect. Now, compartment. A compartment is a collection of related resources. Root compartment can hold all the cloud resources, but it is not advisable. Each resource has to be within a compartment. Each resources belong to a single compartment. Resources from multiple regions can be in same compartment. You can give group of user access to compartments by writing policies. Resources can interact with other resources in different compartments. Resources can move from one compartment to another. Compartment can be nested but up to 6 levels. So in exam, you may see question like this where it would ask few characteristics of compartment. So there would be multiple options would be given and you have to choose the correct properties of a compartment. So if you go through all these properties, you should be able to answer those questions. Last, you can set quotas and budgets on compartment. Networking. In networking, if you want to access internet and the connection is bidirectional, then you have to use internet gateway. If your scenario is to access the internet but the connection is unidirectional, then you have to use NAT gateway. When your requirement is to access public OCI services from private OCI services, then you have to use service gateway. If you want to access on-premise instances or on-premise resources from OCI, then you have to use VPN or Fast Connect. No route table entry needed for traffic flow within multiple subnet of a VCN. So if you have a VCN and if it has multiple subnets, then the traffic within those subnets will be flown without any route table. Communication between two VCN within same region is called local peering. Now there are another type of peering called remote peering. So the remote peering is the communication between two VCN but within different region. So in local peering, it would be in the same region, but in the remote peering, it would be the different region. In exam, you may see question like this, where it would ask you to check the correct option respect to a remote peering. And there will be multiple option will be given and you have to choose the correct option. Single dynamic routing gateway or DRG can make communication between up to 300 VCN. You can also connect a dynamic routing gateway with another dynamic routing gateway through remote peering connection. Now security list. Security list is attached to subnet level. Through security list, you can control which type of traffic will be blocked or allowed. The rules mentioned in a security list can be a stateful or stateless. In exam, you may see question like this, where for security list, there will be multiple options would be given and you have to choose the correct option respect to security list. Now, network security group or NSG. NSG is attached virtual instance card level. So the difference between security list and NSG is security list is attached at subnet level, but NSG is attached as virtual interface card level. You can mention NSG in source or destination sided in firewall rule. Different NSG would have different setup rules. Now, web application firewall. Web application firewall can protect against internet threats, includes cross-site scripting and SQL injection. In the exam, you might see the question where you have to choose the correct OCI service which will protect you against cross-site scripting and SQL injection. And there will be 3 to 4 options would be given with multiple OCI services and you have to choose the correct services. So in this scenario, this would be your web application firewall. Now load balancer. So load balancer is a two types. One is HTTP load balancer and another is network load balancer. So HTTP load balancer is a layer 7 load balancer. We can also divide a load balancer in two types like private and public. So private load balancer communicate within a OCI and public load balancer handle the public traffic. Load balancer is highly available and scalable service. So as HTTP load balancer is layer 7 load balancer, but network load balancer is layer 3 or layer 4 load balancer. So in exam you may see question where it will ask the which layer would be part of your network load balancer. So there would be options would be given like layer 7, layer 3, layer 4, layer 2, layer 4, etc. And you have to choose the correct option. Network load balancer provide higher performance than HTTP load balancer. Now VCN peering. Paired VCN can exist in different OCI regions. Paired VCN can also exist in different tendencies. So in exam, how may you see the question for VCN peering? Like for VCN peering, there would be multiple characteristics would be given and you have to choose the correct options. So keep remember those properties and you should be able to answer those questions. Now compute services. So compute services are three types: virtual machine, bare metal, dedicated virtual machine host. Fault domain can be chosen when creating or updating an instance. Preemptible VMs are short-lived VMs with low cost suitable for batch jobs. You can use preemptible VMs to reduce the cost. So if your requirement is to reduce the cost and if you are using for a certain very few amount of time, then you can use preemptible VM. Live migration of VM between hosts is possible without downtime. You can't modify primary private IP address of a running instance. So you may see question like this where it will be asked when the instance is running, what property you can modify. Now there are two types of scaling. One is vertical scaling and another is horizontal or auto scaling. Now in the vertical scaling, it actually refers scale up and scale down instance shape. The new shape must have same hardware architecture as the old shape. For vertical scaling, downtime is required, but for horizontal scaling, it is not. You need to stop the instance before scaling. Now see the properties of auto scaling or horizontal scaling. For a horizontal scaling or auto scaling, you need to increase the number of instances. For vertical scaling, it is scaling up or scaling down the instance shape. But for auto scaling or horizontal scaling, it is increasing or decreasing the number of instances. Scale out and scale in both are possible in auto scaling. How auto scaling occur? It occurs by matching the traffic demand by adding or removing VM automatically. So it is an automatic process where no manual intervention is required. Waste management service helps sysadmin to automate the management of Oracle Linux and Windows Server instances. Waste management service helps in automate patch management and simplify package management. You don't have to pay any charge to use waste management service. Now storage. OCI storage have two types. One is persistent storage, another is non-persistent storage. So what is local NVMe? Local NVMe is a locally attached storage. Now if you want to use remote storage, then you can use block volume. So now what is file storage? File storage is a mount file system and it is a shared storage. Now you can use object storage to store photos and videos and you need to access the object storage photos or videos through put or get request. There are a couple of data migration services like data transfer disk, data transfer appliances, and storage gateway. Now come to object storage. In object storage, data managed as an object. It is ideal for unstructured data. Object storage is a regional and public service. Although object storage is a public service, but you can access it from your private resources within OCI. There are multiple storage tiers available for object storage, like standard or hot tier, infrequent access or cold tier, archive or cold tier, and the last option is auto tiering. Now in the exam, you may see question like there would be given certain scenario and you have to choose which access tier you have to use. Like the scenario is not supposed to be accessed frequently, but needs to be available immediately when needed. Then you have to use infrequent access tier. So in the exam, there will be a couple of options be given and you have to choose the correct access tier. Object storage can be used for archive and backup purpose. Each object in an object store has name value pair. Objects are stored in a bucket within object storage. Data are encrypted by default within object storage. Namespace is logical entity and top level container for all buckets or objects. Now file storage. File storage is a hierarchical collection of documents organized into named directories. Let's see what is block volume. Block volume have different tiers like basic, balanced, higher performance, ultra higher performance, etc. In the exam, you may see question like this where one of scenario would be given and you have to choose the correct volume tier of block volume. Like the scenario is required at least 100 IOPS per GB and 1 million IOPS per volume. In this scenario, you have to use ultra high performance. So in the exam, 4 options would be given and you have to choose the correct volume tier. Volume in block volume are encrypted by default. In block volume, single disk can be shared by multiple VM. You can do online or offline resizing. You can increase the size of a block volume, but you cannot decrease the size of a block volume. You can clone an existing block volume to a new and large volume. In block volume, replication is asynchronous and it happens across region. What is volume group? Volume group is group the volumes together for easy management.
Congratulations! This concludes the first part of the video. Now coming to the most interesting part, soft copy of the study material and access real exam questions. Steps are very simple. If you like this video, press the like button and subscribe the channel and add a comment how much you have liked. Then simply submit your interest in our Telegram channel so that we can mail you the copy. Link of the Telegram channel is mentioned in the description. We'll send you the soft copy of the study material to all subscribers and they can also practice on real exam questions. Details are available in the Telegram channel. Thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. See you in the part 2 of this video.